On this week's episode, we have our initial reactions to Mary Poppins Returns, Aquaman, and Bumblebee, as well as breaking down the new trailers for Hellboy and Men in Black International. Let's get started.
This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
Welcome, everyone, to Off the Break Podcast. I'm Cody. With me are Kyle and Eric.
Hello.
Christmas!
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry early Christmas.
I'm getting more and more excited for Christmas now. It finally feels like it's becoming Christmas to me.
You got a Santa hat on.
I mean, that could be because I'm wearing the Santa hat, but I don't know. Like, it just snowed recently, or recently as yesterday, finally, and I don't know. I just, it feels good. It feels good to be in the Christmas
about
spirit.
time. It's 4 days away.
Yeah.
And we got all of our white elephant gifts under the tree here at the office.
I'm a little nervous.
Getting gifts is the most stressful thing in the world for me.
If actually this,
I can't stand it.
Especially this year, like probably getting something for a white elephant exchange was the most stressful because I found a gift. I think it's a really cool gift, but I feel like it's only going to work for like half of us working here. So it can either be a great gift or it's not going to have any sort of payoff at all. So I'm curious to see what will happen.
I wish whenever the people I get gifts for just save them and open them alone in their room at the end of the day.
Yeah, so
I don't
that
have
way
to
you don't see the reaction.
Don't look me in the eyes
like,
while I open this gift, Eric.
Yeah, no, I sit there
See
and
my expression.
I sit there and I start trying to like, well, I mean, it's kind of cool, but you know, I ran out of time and I thought it might have been funny.
Yeah.
That's like,
and you're also nervous
on myself.
And you're also nervous, like the look on her face will be like disappointment. So when they open it, it'll be like, "Oh, I do love it."
People open their gift, like if it's in a bag, and they go through like, "Oh, this is really cool," and then they like look for more, but there's nothing else in there. It's the worst.
You're like, "Oh,
it's like, oh no, that was everything."
We may or may not have a bag like that.
I was just about to say,
right
there's
now.
like one or two of them that.
Mine's mostly just, you know.
I thought you were about to say what it was there.
No, it's nothing crazy, but
no, I'm actually proud of like the gift that I found. But again, like either it's gonna work or it's not. It just depends on who picks it.
I always thought white elephant gifts are just kind of like, you know, nothing's not quite gag gifts, but like, you know, something that you don't really need. Just kind of fun.
Well, because you want to play it safe, right? Like you don't want
in the office. You want to play it safe.
Well, I don't know.
These are office ones. These aren't like with your buddies or
anybody in the
True.
office here could
get them like a banana hammock.
Get mine, I guess.
Is yours a gag one?
No, not really.
That sounded like it was a gag gift.
No, it's not a gag gift.
Huh.
I mean, I guess you could interpret it like that, but that wasn't my intention. It's like a... I don't know. I ran out of ideas and I panicked. I'm like, oh my God.
No, that's fair. No, that was me in the store too. I just was like, I don't know what to, like at one point I was like looking through a candle section or like a vacuum section. I was like, do they want a vacuum? I don't know what they want, but I think I actually nailed it, but it just depends on who gets it.
Air canister. Spread keyboard. There you go. Practical.
So anyway, it was stressful for us. I don't know about you. Apparently you nailed your gift.
I had so many gifts. I could have chose from.
I wanted to just go into the back office and just take that stack of Blu-rays. Like, here.
Oh, probably could have gotten away with that.
Yeah.
Or just give Cody one of her mini toys.
One of my Funko Pops back to me.
Well, that was the thing too. Like, I didn't want it to be Funko Pops because, you know, that only works for like, you know, us three, but maybe not for everyone else. And then it's like, well, I also don't want to get them movies because, you know, like they probably don't want like another DVD, and who knows if they'll like it. But you know, I did want something movie related.
Just stresses me out. I hate it.
I know. Let's just get it over with.
That I wanted to get, but I didn't because I had already gotten this other one, and then I found the gift that I really wish I would have got was a license plate that said Ecto 1. It was just how awesome would that have been?
Yeah, that would have been a good gift.
Oh, see, it could have worked for everybody. I think in the office.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Ghostbusters?
Really though, only weirdos. Weirdos.
Well,
anyway, so hopefully everyone likes their gifts. Hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah.
If not, it's no big deal. You're gonna get actual gifts from your families, I'm sure.
Know you a little bit better and care about you.
Gee, when you put it like that.
No, we care about everybody here at the office. Hence why we're doing the gifts. And we're going to have hot chocolate and peppermint schnapps here pretty soon.
I've never had a work Christmas thing. I mean, obviously like last year, but not like a white elephant thing.
Yeah, no, this will be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
My only experience is that Office episode where everybody wants the iPod. And I'm
So
like,
they
wait,
keep
is that what's going to
exchanging the
happen? Oh,
iPod.
jeez, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for the hot chocolate, the presents. It's going to be a good time.
Just open them, get them out of the way, then we can just
And then we're
enjoy
gonna
the
go-
sweets and
Then
the
we're going to go
snacks.
to a bar and drink
At 2 p.m.
at 2 p.m.
Sounds like a
That's
normal
what we
day for
do in
me
this
anyway.
industry. Where you go on your lunches.
Oh, no.
Work is sloppy in the afternoons.
He's going to walk in and be like, Kyle, back again so soon?
Guys, tone it down.
Be like, hey, I don't know who you are, stranger. I will not have my usual.
What?
You know.
Usual?
So, do we have stuff to talk about today? Is that
do.
why we're here?
Well,
Oh my
you guys
gosh,
saw some
guys,
movies.
We finally
Yes.
have movies to see.
It was a struggle those last 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah.
Felt like longer.
It did feel like longer.
Right. Well, to get it started, on Wednesday, Mary Poppins Returns opened, and I went and saw it on opening night.
Fun.
It was fun and charming,
Whimsical.
The way
whimsical.
you said it was like, it was fun.
Yeah.
I did have the fun.
I did have some of the funs that were being had in the theater that night. No, it was good, and I think it does a really good job of upholding everything that what made the first Mary Poppins so special, and just adding to that magic. Emily Blunt was fantastic in it. She just blew me away. She was just so good. And Meryl Streep was good in it, and her little cameo, and the kids were okay for child actors.
Yeah.
I hate to always criticize kids, but
No,
sometimes
it's definitely there's a reason like when a child actor's like really good, it
Yeah.
gets like mentioned everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
yeah, you need to see this kid. So the kids were good.
They did what they needed to.
Yeah, and Lin-Manuel Miranda
Mhm.
did fantastic in it too, and he's in it a lot. So I really enjoyed him and Emily Blunt. They're singing, going off each other, and he does some dance numbers in it, which are really fun. And you just don't see that anymore. It's definitely very much an old-fashioned movie. Old-fashioned singing, old-fashioned dancing.
Old-fashioned musical.
Yeah, set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe go on a beat or two too long in the singing and dancing for my attention span. So that would probably be my biggest criticism of it. It's just that it's not my type of movie, and I don't know if I have the attention span for that much singing and dancing. I sound like such a Scrooge.
There's too much happiness.
It was too much whimsical happiness for me. Unrealistic.
No, I feel like it's probably a pretty popular opinion. I feel like movies like that, or musicals in general, first of all, but especially something like Mary Poppins is very much for, I wouldn't say niche, but like, it's not for everybody,
right.
I guess.
The only real acting and dialogue is just setting up to the next song.
Yeah.
And you just start to kind of get into it and want to establish more or have more of it, and then it's like, nope, singing and dancing.
Does it not feel like the songs are helping move the story along or helping
They're
like
okay.
push characters forward at all? Because I feel like the first Mary Poppins
Oh, no,
did
it's
that
just
for the
structure
most
of
part.
musicals. Yeah, a lot of the storytelling and progression is done through the songs.
They
is that not
are,
done in
it's just-
here?
No, it is.
Not
It's
your
just-
genre. You're not going to throw in your headphones and
No, and
passionately mouth along to.
No, and
these
that's the
songs.
thing. Like because it's maybe not my movie, I just didn't get into the music, and I could not tell you a lyric from any of the songs, except for maybe the Topsy Turvy song that Meryl Streep sings, because it's Meryl Streep and she's amazing, and the really emotional, the things are lost.
Place
but
where
not,
lost things go.
yeah, which made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah, that's
I've heard
the
that song's like
buzzed
the
about
best one.
Yeah, because it's the only one that like you can maybe like remember the lyrics, and it's a very emotional part of the movie. You know, when the children are missing their mother and heartbroken over it and feeling a little lost, Mary Poppins swoops in to remind them that things are always with you, and that's great.
Beautiful sentiment.
It's beautiful, and it made me tear up a little bit because as a mommy, that's my greatest fear is to like be gone and not have my my children grow up without me. So
Jeez. This is Christmas time.
I know.
It's Christmas time.
So
We're supposed to be
that-
happy.
that
Another
whole-
song.
The whole thing
Tell us
maybe-
about Topsy Turvy, please.
Yeah, more
That
topsy
sounds
turvy.
happier.
that whole thing maybe didn't play well for me, but but I think it's there and it holds up, and definitely an older audience will very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
Is it it's continuing Mary Poppins from the first one, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like
It's
her.
a sequel. It is
How
not
far
a
removed
remake,
from
it
the
is-
first one?
But she
20
Emily Blunt
20,
is Mary
25 years.
Poppins. Okay.
Yeah, Emily Blunt is Mary Poppins,
Right.
not like a sister, cousin, or anything.
Yeah,
She is-
exactly. I'm Stacy Poppins.
She is Mary Poppins, and what's the one thing I really loved about the story is she comes back to take care of the older Banks children. Like, she came back for the adults. She didn't really come back for the children. And even though she does care for the children, and through the actions with the children, she's actually helping the adults. And I just thought that was really sweet that you never stop caring and loving children even when they become adults.
Well,
And
that's-
that you always take care of them.
It kind of sounds like it goes back to the first one too, because really, yeah, she's taking care of the children, the first part, but it's really about Mr. Banks learning like how to kind of be a better dad. Like, he was doing things for the right reasons, but he was just also like kind of almost neglecting them in a certain way, like not in a bad way, but just like the way like he just is as the character. Like, he just doesn't have the focus to take care of them because he's so work driven, and it in a way like the movie helps with the parents more and with him, Mr. Banks, as compared to taking care of the children. So I like that parallel
Yeah.
that we're kind of seeing between the two.
That definitely is a part of it again. And I mean, she sometimes puts the children at peril. But
Oh,
that's just
yeah.
mom instinct in me coming out being like, why are you letting them do that?
Why are they jumping around with penguins?
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
Penguins are
Could be
ferocious.
dangerous.
Yeah.
No, and it was neat to see a throwback to hand-drawn animation, because
Yeah.
the night before I had gone and finally felt well enough to go see Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, and we had talked so much about
Yep.
how wonderful that was, and I love the animation, and they added a hand-drawn element to that. But this in Mary Poppins was like niche in the fact that they went completely hand-drawn.
Well, yeah, you don't see it hardly ever anymore. So, like,
No.
when it came up a little bit in the trailer, it's like, whoa, I forgot what that looks like.
Yeah, and it was weird to see. I have to be honest. I am just not used to that animation. I felt nostalgic for a second, but to be honest, I didn't
That's how they
I
did
didn't
it.
really like it.
That's how they did it for.
You didn't like it in
80
Mary
years.
Poppins Returns?
No, I just don't think I could watch a movie with that style animation anymore.
Well, I feel like not many movies are gonna. I feel like Mary Poppins
Yeah.
is, unique in that animation.
do
You
it.
don't really see that used in a different type of story.
No.
Like, you're not gonna see that in. I can't think of
I
an
don't know,
example, but
I was maybe more surprised because I'm on that cusp, that millennial cusp where I grew up with the hand-drawn stuff still. So that where it still is
Yeah.
important to me, but I don't know if I could watch a movie all hand-drawn anymore. I think my go-tos are now computer animated. I think I've made that change where I just love the computer animation.
Yeah, that's
It's a
weird. That's
weird-
weird sounding to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
it just depends on the movie.
It didn't come up until I saw the hand-drawn and Mary Poppins for this huge long sequence where they enter the bowl and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not really enjoying this as much as I thought I would.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's kind of
I've never
strange
really
to hear.
thought of I've never really thought of the concept of like outgrowing certain types of animation. I guess it's just all different types of animation to me. I don't know.
It's really weird when we watch, like Disney cartoons and stuff. Sometimes like a really old one will come on.
Yeah.
Like the really old, like from the 60s and stuff, or the 50s and 60s. And even then I'm like, I don't like this. I often avoid them now because I
It's
just
strange.
find
I
them.
mean, well, they went through a lot of
palatable.
different styles. Like their very first ones, like the golden era, like 30s and 40s, like Snow White and Pinocchio and Bambi. Animation is like way different than like the 50s and 60s that you see in like Cinderella or Robin Hood, Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, I just think it's cool. There's just a plethora of different looks that they've gone through.
Oh, definitely. I think that it really shows how technology and tastes and all that can transform an art medium
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting. It just took it like being in a modern movie to make me realize like I've moved on from this. This is not my preferred animation anymore. And that was weird for me.
Okay.
I kind of think that. Anyways, otherwise it was really good. Everybody would probably enjoy it. Go out and see it. I don't really have any bad criticisms of it. Emily Blunt was great. So
that was gonna be
they're
my
all personal preference stuff for me.
That makes sense.
Nothing objectively bad about the movie.
That was gonna be my final question. Is Emily Blunt as great as people says that she is? Because I mean, I've loved the casting to begin with, but people are saying like awards, give her the awards, and I'm like, I mean, there's a lot of great performances out this year. Like, is it?
I mean, it must just be the character because I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm blanking on her name.
Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews. I'm pretty sure she won Best Actress for the original Mary Poppins.
I know she was nominated for sure. I can
check. There just must be some essence to the character that brings out the best.
And I think this role really showed how talented she is because there is a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, and she has some snappy dialogue that she had, but she also has to convey emotion as well, and I think she all around it was a really good performance. It was nice seeing her that way.
For years, she's been one of my absolute favorite actresses.
I couldn't, after seeing her, imagine anybody else doing the role.
Yeah, even from that first photo, I was like, okay, yeah, she immediately looks like she could be. Mary
Angela
Poppins.
Lansbury sings a song in it, and I absolutely loved that part too, because her voice is just beautiful. I just love it.
And yes, Julie Andrews did win that year for Mary Poppins.
Knew it.
And then she got nominated the next year for Sound of Music.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Yeah, great,
killing it with her
great career.
Singing
she has
voice and acting skills.
Anyway, so and there's no cameo of hers, right? I believe she said she came out and said she didn't do it.
No, she was busy being an Aquaman.
Which I could tell you who it is, but I won't give it away.
There's a couple of reasons for that. I know that she had some issues with her vocal cords, and so she doesn't have her singing voice anymore.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I believe. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
And I think that given this, she just wanted Emily Blunt to be her thing.
Yeah, that's
just
like
I don't want my legacy I don't want it to risk taking the focus away from you. You are Mary Poppins now.
Which it could have. I mean, I don't think it would have been bad, but I see her reasoning.
Whoa, that's the original Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
It's probably like, hey, let's just avoid all that. Emily Blunt is Mary Poppins.
And I think at the end, when you see Dick Van Dyke, I should add, you're more surprised that he's still alive.
He is old. He is getting up there.
I mean, he's like 93, 94.
Yeah,
he actually does have more energy than you would really assume. Like, he really does move well, and I'm just more shocked by that than enthralled in the character, which is sad to say. I'm like, whoa, look at that old man go.
You're just kind of taken out of the movie, like, whoa, that's possible.
It sounds like it will be a nice friendly reminder to how great he's always been. Like, he's just he was always such a dynamic, animated guy, always so funny and charming and witty, and hopefully we'll still get that out of his cameo. And
it's very short-lived. He comes in at the end to save the day, but it's well worth the wait to see him.
Good.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him. When I realized that he was going to be in the movie, I was like, okay, I have to see it.
Let's see how this is going to go.
Because despite his whatever accent in the first one, like, he still just takes over the screen when he needs to.
Yep.
And then Julie Andrews also takes over the screen because obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's an award-winning performance.
So yeah, it'll do well this week, but I think the big winner is going to be Aquaman. So Kyle, tell us all about it. I can't wait. No spoilers. I am going to see it. So
even though she spoiled Bumblebee for you,
I'll try to. She did spoil it for me earlier.
I guess I have some questions if you want to answer them in front of Eric and spoil it for you.
I do not care.
No,
you could summarize the whole movie for me right now.
No, the movie came out. I won't spoil it at all. But it's a fun time. Like, it really, the DC films are really taking a turn to having the more lighthearted, feel-good tone as compared to, like, its darkest stuff. You
kind of embracing the comic bookiness.
Yeah, and it definitely doesn't. It's like you get that a bit in Wonder Woman, but it definitely is here. And it works well for the most part, but it does have a little bit of trouble finding the line to where it gets almost too corny. And I can't tell whether if it's in, like, how it's written or whether it's from the director's take on how to make those type of moments work well with each other. Like, it seems like he kind of, the director, James Wan, kind of struggled with meshing those two, where it's a little over the top mixed in with the lighthearted feel. It seemed like he wasn't quite able to mesh them so well. But really beyond that, like, it's a lot of fun to watch. Jason Momoa as Aquaman really is fun to watch throughout the movie. Like, he really embraces, like, the tone that they're trying to set for, and he really makes that character of Aquaman grow as the movie progresses. I mean, it's not totally fleshed out, but it's enough to where at the end you're just like, yeah, Aquaman.
Well,
like,
you're more than Justice League, where you
yes
didn't really do anything.
Yeah,
it didn't grow at all.
He really doesn't become Aquaman until the end, but the payoff when he does is really well worth it. But really, it's just a journey of a man just learning, like, how to balance between both worlds and trying to figure out, like, how he can become a part of both of them.
Sounds like an origin story to me.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice because it's not. It's almost like coming of age type of feel with his character, and I kind of appreciated that about it.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, for his starring role as Aquaman, he was terrific in it. Everyone else did a pretty good job with what they're given. I really liked Patrick Wilson in moments. Some moments go back to where it's kind of that over the top, corny,
hamming it up a
little. But then there's moments where they bring him back down to earth, and there's interesting concepts with where they take his character of Ocean Master, and really Amber Heard as Mera was a highlight of it for me. Like, there was moments out of the movie where I was like, why are they trying to make Aquaman the king? Like, maybe she should be in charge, like that. So I really enjoyed her character, and she worked well with Aquaman, because it's really their journey to save Atlantis.
Together for a lot of it, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, like a road trip kind of thing.
It has that road trip feel. It's kind of like a swashbuckling tale, like, especially when it's all like in the water shots and all of the sea battles, which, by the way, the sea battles are phenomenal.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing, is wondering how stuff's going to look underwater.
It looks incredible. Like, honestly, the cinematography on it looks just mind-blowingly amazing, and all the action scenes, whether it is like hand-to-hand combat stuff or whether it's the all-out giant war scenes that they have, like, it's all
laser shooting sharks. And
it's all
armored seahorse warriors.
Weirdly enough, those parts aren't the corny moments that I was talking about earlier. Like, they work so well. They're a lot of fun to watch.
I'm sure those are just like the hoorah, like, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's a fun time. Like, I can see pretty much the general audience, like, if they only go to the movies 5 times a year and they chose this one to be one of them, like, they're gonna have a great time. Like, they're not gonna look into all, like, the nitpicks that I personally had with the movie, but it's gonna make its money for sure. It's gonna be a really fun time for them.
Where does it place in terms of DC movies? Like, where does it rank?
Ooh, are we talking about? So we're talking about, like, the DC universe that they're trying to do, right? Is that what you mean?
You know, like Justice League, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman. Where does it place? Suicide Squad.
No, it's not bottom of the barrel for sure. It's honestly, it's probably like
Suicide Squad isn't bottom of the barrel.
It is.
It's bottom of the barrel.
Suicide Squad is the worst superhero movie I've ever seen in my life.
It's Suicide Squad dead last.
Oh gosh.
Dead last. Oh man, Batman v Superman's right before that.
I didn't like that one. That would probably be my dead last.
Justice League will be next.
Oh.
And then probably Aquaman, Man of Steel, and Wonder Woman.
Cool. You liked Man of Steel?
I do know. Yeah,
Aquaman?
Kyle's a big fan of Man of Steel.
I weirdly love that movie. Like, I understand, like, it's problems and issues.
Flip back and forth. I'll watch it once.
I understand,
like, okay, actually,
but
I see some more things in this, and I'll watch it again. I'll be like, oh my god. And I'll watch it again, and I'll flip back.
Something about Man of Steel, I just really dig.
Mine are probably. Well, I haven't seen Aquaman yet, but I have a guess that it'll probably be Aquaman, then Justice League.
As your 2 top favorites?
Yeah. And
okay.
Wonder Woman.
You like Justice League more than Wonder Woman?
Wow.
Because it has Aquaman in it.
Oh my god.
I really
womp.
think, and I really liked the Flash's character too, so I'm really excited for his movie.
Oh, and that's why she likes Suicide Squad, because he had that brief appearance for whatever reason.
I don't know how anybody could like any part of Suicide Squad.
I remember.
I can't fathom
maybe
it.
I like it because it's so bad. Like, it's just so cheesy.
Maybe,
like,
but it's not the kind of bad where you can like laugh at. It's it's not so bad as good. It's long, dark, like visually. You can't
I know.
see anything.
It's bleak,
It's really
but yet
long.
I know
It's
why
boring.
you guys
not
don't
funny.
like it, but every once in a while,
None of the jokes land.
Something comes along, and I find this with TV shows that it's just like kind of garbagey in a sense that it's just bad, and I
get
just
that.
really like it.
I get that
I
appeal,
can't-
but I
don't
just do
know
not
why.
see that in Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad
It's
just
like 2.5 hours long. You
hit it
can't
for
see
me.
anything. Nothing's funny. The music choice is
I will-
terrible. The editing is
Now-
awful.
I will say that all you said about Justice League is why I have found enjoyment in Justice League,
Yeah.
so I can kind of understand why it's second for you, because
I was
like
definitely
you're
laughing.
watching this movie and you're like, man, this is not good, but at least they're having a good time
That's
doing
me with
it.
Venom.
Like at least no, that's just different.
and I
No,
liked,
I don't get that with Suicide Squad, but I could get that with
Yeah.
Justice League.
and I liked Wonder Woman. When Chris Pine dies at the end, it makes me kind of sad. So that's why it gets knocked off.
It is
a little
sad,
bit.
but
yeah.
how does I don't understand why that like is a strike against it. It's a powerful moment.
It's a powerful
My
character.
biggest
wanna
criticism
live in
is the
that
final
moment
showdown,
over and
though.
over
Just
again.
fast forward.
Yeah,
It
We
kind
can
of
do that
grinds to
now.
a halt when she starts fighting Ares.
it
I
does
thought
a little bit.
Yeah, that
Ares
third
is
it
act.
kind of
a
went
little
against the whole
disappointing, too.
theme of the movie.
Yeah,
You
that
know, it was
third
like-
act is the weak part.
Yeah, but cool. Well, I'm curious to see where Aquaman will place for me in my rank.
Yeah, you guys probably have the same qualifications for rankings as I do.
That could be it too.
Yeah.
I think Eric and I can be a little more
I feel
critical.
like the subtext to this whole thing is just Aquaman's body.
What? He's got a mind too. He's really fun. He's got a great personality.
Oh, I mean, throughout the movie, you're definitely
Yeah.
following
He's not like
how
a
charismatic and charming he
Stoic
is.
robot. I mean, there's some personality there. Come on, Eric.
I mean, it just so happens that he has abs.
Okay.
It's not.
I stand
There's-
corrected.
There's a lot of superhero movies, and all the guys have bodies. Okay, it's not just a body thing. I just like his personality more.
I will say
It's
this.
like I like Captain America's honor more, and Captain America has just as good a body.
Well, the audience,
True,
that,
okay.
the audience that I was with in my screening was not the fanboy audience. It was definitely like the family picture, and there was quite a few moments
the
where every
moms.
time, you know, like his shirt is wet or his shirtless, there's just a lot more whispering than as compared.
Or like air sucking in, like
Yeah, exactly. Also, the whispering was also
exhaling.
annoying, but that's a different story. Whatever. But
Well,
oh,
I'm always going to think that that's at least 50% of the appeal to
there's
this character.
probably
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
No, not
'Cause
at all. I
Kyle's
just,
favorite character was Mira, and she's probably in a really tight suit.
she looks very nice. She looks very nice, but she also did do a really good job
Oh yeah,
as well.
she apparently has personality as well.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
He's a
You come back,
thinker.
no, it's all about the abs.
It's weird to have that discussion because I don't think that comes up where the sexual objectification of the character is turned.
Maybe it's
So
his
many
long
wa-
hair and his beard. Maybe it's also people who like just know what he's like. You know, what Jason Momoa is like, the whiskey chugging tomahawk throwing guy.
Oh, that's in the
And
movie
there's like,
too.
oh,
There's definitely Jason Momoa
alpha.
isms.
But he's not quite an alpha because he's emotional too.
true.
He's struggling. He's struggling with where he belongs. And I'm sure there's many women that are like,
Does he break
"You
down,
belong
or
with
is he
me."
does he clench
In
his
my
jaw and
bed.
just gotta get through this?
It's not so angsty as what you're predicting.
Maybe I should just see the movie.
Yeah.
I think you should. Like I
But-
said, I mean,
I stand by.
I found enjoyment throughout the film, but I did see,
Would you say you were slightly disappointed?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I could say that. But also, it
'Cause
could
you
be,
were hyped for it.
yeah, it
Both
could
you
be
guys were.
because I'm
Yeah.
also a fanboy of this stuff, and that could have made me be swayed by being a little critical of it. But I also really did see like some problems in this movie that I think others can overlook and enjoy
Well, it
themselves.
has gotten some negative criticism. So it's
Well,
not
yeah.
like it's across the board.
It's mostly what kind of what I think what
Yeah.
Kyle's getting at, because it's kind of one of those movies where you either just give yourself up to the wacky, crazy, over the top shark laser shooting stuff, or you're just like, okay, this is just too ridiculous. And I feel like Kyle was saying, there's a line that maybe this movie doesn't quite balance.
It's weird, like the balance doesn't come from what you would the out of balance stuff doesn't come from what you would expect it would come from, like, you know, with the laser sharks and, you know, like all these sea creatures like attack these giant sea creatures attacking each other. Like that stuff actually worked well with the movie. It was more of with how like the directing style just tried to make it have these campy one-liner joke type of things, as well as having the lighthearted feel to it. And it just felt like, even though those should like coincide together really well, like the director didn't have a knack of making that happen, and they just really make you almost cringe a little. So it really
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'm wondering if either you can see it but you still enjoy it a little more than I would.
What you're getting at. I wonder what my reaction to it will be.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay with it more than I was.
What, are you trying to say that Eric's going to be more objective about it than I will be?
No, I'm just looking at him.
He knows I love Venom, and he knows the reasons why I love Venom, and maybe that those reasons can extend to parts of Aquaman.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be very objective about it too. Just saying.
I'm sure you will. But yes, I sorry to wrap it up. People will enjoy this.
Okay.
Like, I know I'm kind of harshing on that point a little bit too much probably, but really there is a lot to enjoy in Aquaman, and people should give it a shot.
Good. Well, the last one was along the lines of that action PG-13 movie, the pre-Transformers film Bumblebee, where we get Bumblebee's origin story, how he comes to Earth, how he meets, you know, his new friend Charlie, played by Haley Steinfeld, and what happens to him during his time here. And I went and saw that as an early show. Me and a few of my friends and some family members.
Fun.
I think everybody else was in Aquaman because the showing was pretty empty.
Yeah, my showing, I mean, I think most people went to Aquaman, but even still, it really didn't fill up.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought a lot of people would be in it, but it is Thursday night early show.
Yeah,
so.
people are probably.
But even still, for a superhero movie,
scrambling to finish their Christmas shopping.
Yeah. Christmas parties and stuff.
Geez,
Christmas season could be a part of it, as well as I think there was a screening of it early.
Yeah,
for if you're like an Amazon Prime
thing,
user.
yeah.
So I think
the
fanboys
probably got in on that.
Well, I didn't,
No.
but it was still
Casual.
fun. But I noticed that a bit too in mine.
Bumblebee, I enjoyed myself. I like to say I think I enjoyed myself a little bit more with Bumblebee than Mary Poppins, only because Bumblebee's a new, more modern film, and I like Transformers. Even though I have to say I was told today there's 5 Transformers films, and I have not seen obviously 3, 4, or 5. I didn't know
they've gotten all muddled.
Yeah, I didn't know where it really cut off. And I enjoyed them. I didn't love Transformers, so I was really hoping this would be like a really fresh remake, concentrating on Bumblebee, and it was good. Haley Steinfeld was awesome in it, as she is. She's just really good actress, and playing that awkward, angsty teen, and you
Her
felt
Guns N' Roses shirt.
Yeah, you really felt for her. And you really like get attached to her, and you can see why Bumblebee gets attached to her. I just wish I had a little bit more. A lot of your criticisms of Aquaman were similar criticisms I had of Bumblebee.
Really?
That dialogue was presented sometimes in a way and by certain characters that borderlined on corny, and it didn't. It kind of takes you out of it. Like, that was a lame line, and then you're kind of disappointed because they got such a lame line. I think
that's a tongue twister.
I think the character that does it the most for me is John Cena's like major.
I feel like in all of those movies,
character.
in all of those movies, that kind of big, imposing military official guy is always kind of the weakest, most generic, kind of cringy. Just cardboard character.
You can see kind of why he attacks Bumblebee when he first meets him, because they're like doing a training exercise and Bumblebee comes out of nowhere, and so you can see why they like attack him at first. But in this movie, Bumblebee actually talks in the beginning of the movie, and he talks to him for a second, and so I never quite understood why the general character just continued to hate him and then finally at the end comes around. But
he's prejudiced against robots.
Yes, well, and with good right, because then when the Decepticons come to hunt down Bumblebee, he's suspicious of them, so that's good. But he gets overrode by other forces, and trying
Yeah.
to partner with the Decepticons, which doesn't end very well for those people. But
What year does it take place in?
87. I know.
Well, I'm just thinking because I said Guns N' Roses, and I'm
pretty.
pretty sure Appetite for Destruction came out in 89, but she's wearing an Appetite for Destruction shirt in the trailer, so I was just trying to...
That happens a lot more frequently than you would think in
like,
movies.
These people. They claim to
Don't know their
love
history.
letter to the 80s, and they can't get the years. I could be wrong. Maybe
it's probably
maybe
because-
Appetite came out in 87, but I'm pretty sure it was 89.
I think that's just because a lot of the people working on these films weren't born in the 80s.
They're like, hey, that's an 80s band, right?
Yeah,
Let's
right?
give her an 80s band
Yeah,
shirt.
that's before my time.
The director, Travis Knight, grew up in the 80s. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why
Yeah,
you
but
see all the Gen
but
1
he-
Transformers,
That
because
costume
that was his
designer.
thing.
Yeah, but it's not him. And he's not going to be like, oh, that's Ron, when he's like looking at the whole film.
Well, they are correct about it, Eric. It came out July 21st, 1987.
Dang it. I gotta eat my own words now. I thought it was 89. Maybe I'm thinking of Skid Row.
So it seems like Travis Knight knows what he's doing,
Oh.
or whoever else
I
it
did
is.
like all the 80s elements
Probably Skid Row. Now
in
that I think
it.
about it.
And yeah, and I did like, I loved Bumblebee's like bee warrior mask when it comes down there. And there were good things about it. It wasn't just a total mayhem and destruction where everything is destroyed around him while they're fighting. And I
Yeah.
really appreciated that. I thought the fighting was really good.
Is there a lot of scenes on Cybertron?
The whole like first 2 minutes of the film that opens is on Cybertron.
Okay.
But it's like so much robotic stuff in your face that you
Yeah.
almost don't really know what
I
you're
mean, based on
looking at.
those trailers, it gave me a vibe like the beginning of like Man of Steel, you know, when Krypton's like about to be destroyed and then they
Yeah.
send away
Yeah.
Superman.
Great scene, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah,
That was good.
Cybertron doesn't get destroyed, but the Decepticons have taken it over and the Autobots are fleeing to regroup later on. And
Okay.
Bumblebee's character is sent to Earth and Optimus Prime is going to meet up with him on Earth, but he is followed by his Decepticon. And that Decepticon, they have a fight on Earth. Johnny Cena's character gets kind of wrapped up in that fight. And that's when Bumblebee's voice box gets pulled out of him.
Oh.
And then he nearly dies there. But he doesn't. He lives, and then he meets Haley Steinfeld's character, and they go off and they have their little adventure.
And I feel
Nice.
like that's supposed to be the center point of the film, is that it's kind of like a girl and her dog type story. Is that what
Yeah.
we're going to be able to get out of this? Because that's really
It's a
what
little-
I want.
Yeah, you definitely get that. They definitely bond, become friends. It's a little weird because Bumblebee, because he nearly dies, he loses a lot of his memory, so he doesn't really even know why he's there at first or what's going
Aw.
on, and so he's very vulnerable, and I think that's why they meet up together, and she's able to befriend him and stuff, and then as the movie goes on, he regains his memories, and
Mhm.
they protect Earth. So
Nice.
So it definitely, and by the sounds of it, it sounds like it's going to be a smaller scale version of Transformers, and it's not
The
so
first
much
one,
Michael
yep.
Bay in your face.
no.
Well, I keep seeing comparisons
Yeah.
to like Amblin, Spielberg kind
It
of
is.
movies.
It
Yeah.
feels very much like that, where you get this teenager that's like, no, I've got to do it. I've got to save.
Yeah.
And I don't
Go
need
up
you,
against
mom
the
and dad.
military and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the authorities.
Yeah, but it's just kids.
Yep.
But those rascally
In the
kids
end,
get
only the
through.
kids could save the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It has that feel, and that's actually I really enjoyed that. I think I even like.
I was like,
that's
you're coming
one reason
around
why-
in the middle of this podcast. Like, actually, I liked it a lot more than I
No,
thought.
I did. Like I said in the beginning, I enjoyed it more than Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
It felt like a movie I
More
was
up
more
your alley.
used to. Hmm. And I wasn't disappointed with it at all. Except that I just wish I had a little bit more Bumblebee. I wish I had either a little bit more backstory, or he learned to speak through the radio sooner so he could talk to her more. It just needed just a little bit more development in there.
Okay.
And then I think it would have been fantastic.
Nice.
But we
Like
decided,
3 pretty solid movies.
yeah,
Some negative parts of each one,
we
but
decided Bumblebee was a solid B movie.
kiss.
Oh, so I'm excited for Christmas. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody this Christmas season. You get really cool modern animated Spider-Man take that you can take the whole family. You get some cool action movies in Bumblebee and Aquaman. And then you get that throwback nostalgia Mary Poppins Song and Dance movie for the old people.
I mean,
and
yeah.
I'm going to be watching The Favorite on Christmas Day. So there's that for me.
Yeah, I
Merry
mean, blockbusters,
Christmas.
indies all around. No, I mean, without Star Wars in the way of everything, everyone's just like,
Yeah.
all right, we got
Whoa,
we've
geez,
got something. We need to...
Yeah, let's take advantage of this.
No, and and we still have Holmes and Watson, Vice,
Oh, yeah.
and Welcome to Marwen all opening.
Oof, poor Welcome to Marwen's getting
Yeah.
savaged.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna do as
I
well.
actually
The
didn't
trailer's
expect
so
that,
good, and now it's just getting criticized left and right.
Yeah, bad.
So
Well, it was already going to have an uphill battle because, with the 3 big films like Spider-Verse, well, 4, I guess, Spider-Verse, Bumblebee, Poppins, and Aquaman, like, where was Marwen's place in all of it? Like, what audience is left?
Yeah.
I mean, unless if it pulls like a Greatest Showman, but that had...
I don't think it's
Wait,
gonna
The
happen.
Greatest Showman didn't have good reviews, but
Well,
people
it
just
had
liked
better
it.
than Welcome to Marwen.
Yeah, okay. So, the uphill climb is even steeper now for them, and that seems unfortunate because it did seem like a charming film.
I'm still planning on seeing it because that trailer got me, and I had already made the decision to
Yeah,
see
no,
it.
I'm gonna see it too, for sure.
And I want to see Vice and Holmes and Watson because again, I love me.
You want to
some-
see Vice?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not going to be my movie. I'm not going to like it, but I really want to see.
Well, maybe not with that mindset.
Yeah, I really want to see.
But I'm
Christian
gonna see
Bale
it, darn it.
And
Sam Rockwell.
yeah, I want to see their performances.
Yeah.
So bad. That whole scene in the trailer where they just go off. Sam Rockwell's
Eating
like,
their
"So,
chicken wings.
are we doing this?" I'm like, "Yes, I want to see this happen."
I'll watch Sam Rockwell in anything.
I want to watch Christian Bale shoot somebody, Dick Cheney with a shotgun. I can't.
Yeah, I
wait.
think that's the main reason why a vast majority of people are gonna go. They're like,
Yeah.
I want to see Christian Bale as Dick Cheney shoot somebody.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I want to see all those performances. I think that for me is what's getting me excited.
No, that's fair. I guess those are the reasons I want to see it. I'm not necessarily
into the
super
politics
excited,
or-
about seeing the quote unquote the true. I forget what they say in the trailer. The true
The-
course of the thing that changed American history forever. What it's like? Okay, yeah, okay.
You're like, okay, yeah,
I just
but I
wanna
want to
see
see
fat
these
Christian Bale.
performances. Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be an interesting story to just dive in deeper, and I hope Adam McKay was able to make a nice spin on it. Was
Yeah.
able to make it entertaining.
And then we got Holmes and Watson. So excited,
Yeah.
actually.
That little guy.
I do like Will Ferrell and
Yeah.
what's his name?
John C. Riley,
C.
who doesn't
Reilly,
like
yeah.
them?
I like
a lot
them
of people
together.
my age or like slightly older than me, I found, really don't like Will Ferrell.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that really don't like Will Ferrell. They just
What's
it's
there
like
not
a
to like?
slapstick
I don't
comedy
know.
that they just get
My
tired
own
of, I
personal
think.
opinion, I like those people are humorless, joyless. They're like, yeah,
Preach.
he's immature. That's kind of potty humor.
And you're
It's
just like, well, you're
Oh,
dumb.
yeah, I know, and it's amazing.
It's even funnier coming from him.
Yes. He's just one of those guys where just maybe it's just his voice, his inflection, everything he
it's his-
says is just inherently a little bit funny.
It is, and I think it's his facial features too. Like
Yeah.
that whole scene in the trailer where he's trying on very hats, like this will be the hat, and then he puts a cowboy.
Yeah.
I just love it. I don't know why I think it's so funny. I just do. So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
looking forward to
An
that one as
unabashed
well.
Will Ferrell champion.
That
Yeah.
trailer was shown before Aquaman. It actually, I think, was the best trailer. I think it really killed for people. Like that
Really?
had the biggest reaction.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. I can't even think of the other trailers that were after that, to be honest, because that one had the bigger reaction.
I don't pay attention to trailers anymore because I see them all. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah, that's my
I've
nap
seen
time.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
just-
that's just my buffer for getting to the theater. I'm like, okay, well, the movie's technically starting now, but I've got about 47 minutes of
Yeah.
previews.
Trailers.
I can run some errands.
Well, I mean, speaking of trailers,
Yeah,
what do
just
we want to
two-
dive into first?
Two
There
new
was
ones. Let's talk about Men in Black.
Men in Black International.
Yeah, finally we're getting a Men in Black sequel. It's more
Yeah, I
of like
remember
a
hearing about it a
reboot.
long time
Finally.
ago. Well, they announced it a couple years ago, and it was apparently at
Oh,
one point in
God,
time going to be a
that-
crossover with 21 Jump
Oh
Street.
God! Don't remind me.
Yeah, I'm glad
I
they
would have seen that.
abandoned that.
I would have seen it.
I
but
mean, 21 Jump Street was great and all, but mixing it, I don't know. Like I love.
it was a bizarre idea.
I like them both separately. Like I just don't. I didn't need that
Yeah.
coming together.
But now we have Chris Hemsworth
Mm-hmm.
and Tessa Thompson.
And Emma Thompson.
And
Liam Neeson. Oh,
And yeah, for a second there, I was like, no, she got it right.
so from what we gather from the trailer is Tessa Thompson's character discovers Men in Black, the organization, and wants to join, and then she gets sent to London where she meets up with Chris Hemsworth's character.
He's sort of like the like their top agent, right?
Yeah.
He's the golden child.
I think he's their top agent in London. That's what I was getting.
Right, in London.
Yeah, he's kind of the legend.
Yeah.
And you see all of definitely the futuristic, amazing gadgetry that comes with
it looks
Men in Black.
exactly like the Men in Black guns you know and love.
And
So chrome.
you get a tiny smidge taste of Aliens,
Mhm.
just enough to be like remind you that
You
they're
see those little
that they're there to police aliens.
kind of cockroach-looking guys
From
Yeah.
like the first three.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get to meet the two heads, Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson. I found, and I discussed this with my husband, we agreed that we really hope that Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth have there's no sexual tension, that they're buddies, and it's like a buddy cop movie where they just are like, yeah,
Butting heads.
you go be awesome and I'll go be awesome over here and I've got your back, man. And it's like
Totally agree.
not
Yeah,
like I've got
absolutely.
your back and I'm staring at your ass longingly. No, I don't want that. But
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
I hope not.
I wouldn't
do
mind it.
hope that Emma Thompson and Liam Neeson though have the sexual tension.
I imagine they have a rivalry,
Yeah.
the American Men in Black organization hates the London one and
Right.
vice versa, but
they
the heads of
secretly-
it are like, every time they talk to each other, they're
You're
at each other's
despicable.
throats,
You're
but the
despicable.
subtext is just like, I love you.
Right. I know, I want that, especially with those two actors. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be a heck of
think
a
so.
couple.
Oh yeah.
Power couple.
The powerhouse couple. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. When it comes to this trailer, yeah, I thought this one was pretty darn good. It has a great energy that I'm really digging. It was enough to remind everyone about this franchise, and
Yeah, I mean everything about it looks very Men in Black. Nothing has been overhauled for the worse. People are gonna recognize all the things. It looks like it's belongs in that universe.
I just wish for more aliens, but
We'll get more aliens.
I mean, yeah. I know, but every once in a while in the trailer, I was like, let's see some aliens.
We got that cute little guy.
That's just always my favorite. I mean, that was my favorite part
like-
about Men in Black was just there's so much weird alien stuff in there that I just want to see in a trailer already. But there will be more.
No,
We'll see more.
I think we're so far out now that I'm excited, but it's going on the back burner. And
Yeah,
the closer we
I mean,
get, I'm
yeah,
gonna be super
it's-
excited for it.
It's not something I'm gonna constantly be checking for updates on.
No. And the other thing I'm not going to be constantly checking for updates on is Hellboy.
Yeah, Hellboy was just kind of a lukewarm cup of water
Yeah.
that I left. I don't know. This
say
is
the
this
least.
is just the first thing that came to mind was oh, I'm thirsty. Take a sip, set
Oh,
your glass
it's not
down,
cold.
and then later in the day, I'm thirsty. Ooh, I still have a cup of water sitting here. And
You're like,
it's
that was
why
fine the
didn't I
first
just go
time.
get another glass of water?
I mean, the first two Hellboys from Guillermo del Toro were they're so amazing because they're just in this
Just
realm of
imaginative,
just imaginative, weird, has some horror elements, but it's still funny. It just has a mash of everything. So when you announce a remake, you really hope it could be in the vein of that, or maybe you could take it to the next level and make it darker, make it something interesting, something unique for this. But here, there's just nothing unique. I mean, David Harbour as Hellboy looks great, and he was honestly the best part of the trailer for me. But
he looks great in some parts. There are some freeze frames or screenshots I saw where I swear I can see prosthetic coming off his face.
oh really? Oh
yeah. I mean, in
haven't
the
noticed
trailer he
that.
looks good because it's in motion and
Right.
everything. But I just saw a couple screenshots where I'm the budget's
I
showing.
prefer trailers over pictures. So
Yeah.
because it's a movie. That's the point of it.
I had a hard time with his voice. Every once in a while, I was like, ooh, that sounds like Hellboy. I'm like, ooh, who is that? Doesn't sound right. And,
Yeah.
And I just don't know if you can replace Ron Perlman in that
Yeah, that's going to be a
role.
huge hurdling point for a lot of people, I feel like.
Because he sounded like a Hellboy.
Well, he just
had
was
that
Hellboy
grit.
at the time.
Yeah.
There'd never been a Hellboy movie. And he was just one of those people where okay, this guy was born to play this role.
Yeah.
For sure. I think Harper will do a fine job, but
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
probably
Like
as good
there's
as
just
he can.
there's just an audience I think who are really passionate about this franchise who are gonna have a hard time like adjusting to this version.
Well,
But
the
trailer's
passionate.
just
I
the
just
The
don't
biggest
like
thing
it.
about the trailer was how
bland.
if you take
Yeah.
out
So
what
bland.
Hellboy looks like, take Hellboy out of the trailer,
Yeah.
nothing about the world or the creature or anything looks unique at all.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean, besides one or two shots,
You
like it
remember that
really
mo-
just looked plain.
you remember that movie R.I.P.D.?
Oh God, yeah,
I got like a. I mean, that movie already wasn't very good.
yeah.
But like, if you take that, cut its budget in half, and then get rid of the like imaginative stuff,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I felt with this trailer.
Yeah, it didn't feel like there's nothing unique in this. Like
No.
I think for trailers, and this is a good example of it, like you really have to get that catch. Like, okay, why do I want to see this? What is so different about this version
There's
that I
gotta be
want to
some.
see
Yeah,
it?
there's gotta be some.
But
hook,
here, like, it's not
something.
there.
I mean, first off, the hook should just be Hellboy, but because
There's already
everybody's thinking
been-
of Ron Perlman, you gotta have a different thing. You
Yeah.
know, what's different about this Hellboy? Why do I want to come back and revisit this universe when it doesn't have the person I love as the title character?
Yeah,
And there wasn't really anything else.
I thought that they tried to make this Hellboy in the trailer. There was a lot of like sarcastic strict humor, and
I'm
I
getting
feel
so
like
tired of sarcastic
yeah,
humor.
I feel like they're
every
making
movie
it-
has to have it.
a Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like he is a big red devil Deadpool, and it's just not. It doesn't work for me. I think it was like subpar effort at humor.
I know where you're getting at, but I always thought of the Hellboy character as having that dry sarcasm.
Agree.
Yeah, which
that's
he
what
does
Ron
in the other
Perlman
ones,
did, but
but
this
Yeah.
one isn't doing that.
You don't think it's doing the same thing? Oh well,
There were a couple things that I thought were funny, like, do you have your ID? And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, that was
Yeah.
kind of funny. It's not like
Yeah.
a sarcastic, witty one-liner. It's just like, the humor came from that situation. But I don't know. Yeah, nothing about it. None of the other stuff, really.
I guess I didn't also
Stuck
like
with
the
me.
idea of like these huge creatures smacking him and him flinging off in the air into like buildings and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
that
honestly
just
don't
seemed-
remember that scene.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like towards the very end or something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
the
only
thing,
remember
like,
one
comes
or
and
two
swoops
scenes.
and
Other than that,
smacks him.
nothing about this
Slapsticky.
trailer.
Yeah.
You've seen that slapstick joke in a billion other movies.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like his tail like goes flying up, and you're just.
Yeah.
I don't know. That added with all like the humorous lines in it that they were trying to get across.
Yeah, that weren't really that funny.
No, that kind of came across as like,
It's like,
oh, Oh.
I hope this is an example of what's to come to the movie. I hope they see the feedback and they go, "Oh wait, like we need to fix this. Like we need
Yeah,
to
I
make
don't-
it. We need to make it unique in its own way." And
I don't think this movie was ever big enough that they're so invested, like, okay, we got to go back to the drawing board and fix this. I think, this is what we're going to get. My initial speculation is that it's not going to really be very big,
oh, I mean, the first two weren't that big to begin with. Like they
Yeah,
have
but
their
They
own.
have dedicated.
They have dedicated
definitely
fans, but it's
passionate
not a big
fans.
fan
I
base.
think
But
they're
I don't think
both
this
under
movie's gonna get
100,
that.
or is one a little over 100? 100.
I can
Like
check it out.
budget-wise?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
they're
sure.
both. No, not budget. Like total on revenue. I think.
Oh,
I
that's
think they
they're
both
gross.
made less than 150 at least, maybe even less than 100. So I don't think they're
not sure.
very big franchises to begin with.
Yeah. What do you got for us, Kyle?
Sorry,
While you're at it, you should also Google when the Skid Row album came out. I've been thinking about it this whole time.
really, is that total gross? It says I might be reading this wrong. I'll have to double check, but it says Hellboy gross to make 59 million domestically, and Hellboy 2 domestically made 75 million total.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah,
That's
that might.
what I show.
Yeah,
too.
that's right. I mean, I knew it was small amounts, but I didn't
so
think it was
they're
that
100
small.
Under $100 million. That's pretty small.
I think, was there ever supposed to be a third one? And then maybe that's why
Yes.
there never was.
I mean,
Yeah.
Del Toro 1 and 1, Ron Perlman 1 and 1, but the studios were just like, nah, it can't work.
And
But
now
apparently
here we
not.
are.
It's
Skid
whatever.
Row.
But good. But I mean, Del Toro, I think will be fine. Like his fan base continues to follow him after Hellboy, and
Oh,
he just only won a couple Oscars, so
Skid Row is
He has so many
1989,
projects.
Eric.
There we go. Okay. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, back from the
Yeah.
Bumblebee conversation, right?
It never left my head.
So I mean, I was pretty underwhelmed by the Hellboy trailer. I do like David Harbour as Hellboy, and that's the one bright moment. But other than that, though, it's just
Kinda
they need to
underwhelming.
work on this. They need to fix up and make a better trailer next time.
Maybe pick a better song to debut with.
Yeah,
it.
the
Oh,
song
that was
was
a
a little
weird
jarring.
song choice. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I understand like wanting a song that's like, oh, whoa, this is weird in it, but make sure it works. You know,
Yeah.
like it make sure it fits. But yeah, I don't know. I wish I was hoping that I could see something unique in this, but all I see is just meh.
Well, I mean,
That's
three pretty positive, three pretty good movies.
Mm-hmm.
One pretty good trailer and one little underwhelming trailer.
Yeah. Can't please them all.
They were surprise trailers, that's for sure. I wasn't expecting these two to come out for a while.
Yeah.
I know. I'm really surprised by that a lot.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get to drinking now. So it's Christmas.
Let's get this party started now.
I'm fading. It's time.
Yep. I
Let's-
think
I'm gonna let the holiday spirit enter.
that's what you call it.
Yeah. Embracing it, guys. Embracing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year if we don't hear from you, because we are not going to be podcasting next week.
Nope.
Yeah,
We got
I
the
forgot
week
about
off.
that. That's right.
Yeah.
Who am I going to talk to?
Well, we can remember we talked about recording our little thoughts and then coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Speak into our little voice recorders.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I've never done that before. It's gonna be weird.
It'll be fun. We're going to have fun.
Oh, I'm excited.
yeah.
Cool. We'll go to the movies. There's lots to choose from.
Yep.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is still the best of the best.
Go see that one for sure. Go see Aquaman. Go see Bumblebee.
Go see The Favorite.
Go see Mary Poppins. Support the movies.
Ah, oh, God.
Go see them all.
There's
You
so
get
many
more than one day
choices.
off,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Awesome.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.